Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. How are you doing this morning? Please let me know if you can hear me and see me okay. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Ken. Good to see you. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining. I would love to know if you can hear me or see me okay. And the reason being that there is a new tech setup right now that I am experimenting with. So I'm hoping that this is working as intended. Okay, fantastic. Hi, Zimbira. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Tracy. You say that you can hear, and I'm glad that you are good. Oh, fantastic, Ken. Thank you. Coming in nice and clear. I do not know what there was a crackle last week. I have no idea. I'm using exactly the same equipment, so I've got no idea what that was. I do have the window open right next to me because it is a sunny autumn day. It is nice and cool outside. The humidity is not as prevalent as it normally is. But if the traffic noise gets a bit too much, then I'll have to close it and put the AC on. I'm hoping that won't be necessary. So, how are you doing? Let's have a look-see. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Evelina. Good to see you. Welcome and thank you for joining. Fantastic. All crystal clear. Sounds great. Ken, you heard my talk about birthdays. Thank you. I'm so glad that you heard that. Yes, that was a little piece that I needed. I felt the need to write and then record. So thank you for listening. I do appreciate that. Yeah, I just am grateful for that. So fantastic. How is it wherever you are in the world? Let's see where you are today joining us for a doodling session. And if you are new here, then my name is Abigail, and this is a weekly Zen Doodle practice that we do every Friday at 10 o'clock EST, so whatever that time zone is for you. And this is not an art class, so I'm not teaching you how to do art, but I am holding space for us to practice mindful art, mindful creativity. So it's not about the aesthetic, it's not about the outcome, it's about the practice. And we chat while we do this, we have silence while we doodle, we move every now and then in between session because doodling does mean that you are pretty static, so every now and then we will get up and move our bodies, get the blood flowing, get the oxygen to our limbs. And otherwise we just are spending some time and creating space for each other. It's very much a space of vibing off of each other. So if you're feeling a little low today, then you're in the right space because we're here to send you our good vibes. And if you have an excess of good vibes, then you're also in the right place because there's always somebody who could do with a little nudge, a little virtual elevation in their vibes. So thank you so much for joining. For the regulars, you show up every week. I feel like you're my virtual friends. I so appreciate you. And for anybody who is new, trying this for the first time, you're most welcome. Try it out, experiment, see if it lands with you. If not, that's okay. If it does, then I would love for you to join us every Friday. If the technology is working as intended, then there should be a replay on my other platforms, which you can find in my profile links. And yeah, all that to say, I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. Morning, Doodle. Good to see you here, all the way from Minnesota. How is it in Minnesota today? Ken, yes, of course, you can share it. Thank you so much. I would so appreciate that. That is amazing. That would be amazing if you did that. Jenny, yay, from gorgeously sunny Cape Town. Hurrah. Oh, those sunny days in Cape Town, they are beautiful. Evelina from a cloudy San Diego. Okay, you got a bit of cloud cover there. Ken, you're in Connecticut. Lovely part of the country. Do you have the fall colors there yet? I would be very interested to know. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock there as well. Fantastic. And Evelina, it will be a sunny and 70s later. Oh, so you're still got the. Oh no, that's a pretty nice temperature actually, isn't it? 70s. I still think in Celsius. I haven't converted to Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's fantastic. Awesome. So today is one of our alphabet series. So alternate weeks, we have alternate themes. And today, as part of the alphabet series, we're doodling the letter Q. So even if you haven't been here from the very beginning, from the letter A, that is okay. You can jump in at any point in the alphabet. I do have dotted here and there replays of all previous alphabet letters if you wanted to go back and watch that. But it doesn't matter where you join. It's like they say in yoga, just keep coming back to the mat. That's what's important. So keep coming back to your doodling practice. That is what is important. As I said, you don't need to identify as an artist because it's not about the aesthetic or the final design. It is about the practice of being present, noticing your sensory experience while you're doodling, noticing your thoughts while you're doodling, and using the doodling as a form of drawing focus. Because our brains can be very scattered all over the place, thinking of multiple things at once. And so this entire practice is about bringing you back to center, grounding, finding peace, even if it's a momentary, the entire session, or maybe just 10 seconds at a time of peace. It all matters, it all counts. So I hope that you do enjoy it. Feel free to comment in the chat box if you have questions, if you have observations. We do chat quite a bit, but then we also have waves of silence, which is also nice. So it's about dancing between those different aspects. So let's see. Dili, it's a beautiful mid-60s, 9 a.m. and should be about 80 later. Okay, so you've got the nice fresh mornings and still the warm days. Tracy, it was beautiful sunshine this week in Sydney. Fantastic, so you've got spring vibes, I would imagine. Some spring vibes coming up. Ken, it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit in Connecticut. Lovely. Rebecca, hi, Kansas, USA, sunny autumn, 68 Fahrenheit. A few trees are getting a touch of autumn color. First time here. Well, thank you so much for joining. Welcome, welcome. And yes, I'm very much looking forward to those autumn colors. Here in the DC area, it's not quite. It's still very green outside. I think the humidity makes the autumn colors stave off a little bit longer. So hopefully we should see some colors coming in soon. All right. Yes, Dili, this is a fantastic Friday fun time. Love it. And I think today's going to be an interesting one because the letters that we are doodling, we use that as an additional prompt to further focus our attention. And so the prompt that the letter represents is to invite you to think of things that you are grateful for, perhaps things that you are reflecting on, maybe things that you are intending for the week ahead, for the weekend, for the next year ahead, whatever. Or maybe it's just something you're processing, things that you're just like getting to grips with. So the letter Q, I think we're going to come up with some interesting words. We're going to be stretching flexing our brain muscles today. That's just my sense. Let's see, Tracy, yes, beautiful spring sunshine in Sydney, wonderful. Hi Kim, Asheville, North Carolina, just down the road, mountains. Ooh, you're in the mountain ranges, lovely, touch of color coming in. Wow, even that far south, my gosh, I guess maybe the elevation? Yes, you've actually just reminded me that I want to get out onto that Skyline Drive in the Shenandoah Mountains. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a bit too early to do that. But yeah, definitely a goal. Carlene, hi, first time from Southern California. Most welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you're having a lovely morning there in Southern California. That must be very early for you. 7 a.m., am I right? I hope this is a lovely way for you to start your day. Tracy was looking at the Christmas tree lights and decorations on Thursday with your friend. Oh my gosh, that is scary. Scary that the Christmas decorations are already out. Ooh, Evelina, okay, the first Q word. I love that, quietness. Yes, 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 quietness. Wonderful. All right, so as we prepare ourselves for our doodling session, we will be doodling anywhere from 60 minutes to maybe 70 or 80 minutes, so anything from an hour to just under an hour and a half. What's important is that we don't have to finish our doodles in this session. So it's a practice of detachment. Detachment from having to finish something. Give yourself permission today not to finish it if we don't. If you do, then that's fantastic. Also give yourself permission to do things imperfectly. Don't judge what you create. This is not the class for judgment of your artistic skills. This is the class for noticing the experience of participating, noticing your body, noticing the sensations, noticing your thoughts, noticing your emotions, and following along and sharing the space with other doodle friends. So yes, okay, we've got the Q words coming in. Rebecca, quest, cue, and question. Oh, okay, maybe this won't be as hard as I thought. This is actually a good day for Scrabble players. I play Scrabble against my mom who lives in South Africa, and yeah, I think I'm going to be taking notes from today. Tracy, over there they bring out all the Christmas tree lights and decorations in September, but don't look at it until October. Gosh, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that we're talking about Christmas already. I'm just going to actually use that as a prompt to let's just focus on the present moment. Let's not scooch ahead 3 months in advance. Let's just stay here right now in this present moment until the session is done. So let's practice that. All right, so as you get your drawing paraphernalia gathered and together, you can be drawing old school with pen and paper, pencil and journal, whatever is your preference, or you can also draw digitally. I'll be drawing digitally, I always do. Invariably there's a question about what I'm drawing on. I'm drawing on an Apple iPad using the app called Procreate. Yeah, so to preempt any questions. And as a gentle nudge from the universe, I have drawn a card. I was busy shuffling while I was chatting here, and so here, oh my goodness. Oh, wow, okay. You know when you get one of those moments, like serendipitous moments? I just had one of them. I had no idea this was the card. I don't know if you can see that. It might be a bit too bright, but new beginnings. Ken, that birthday track that I shared, I think yesterday, how appropriate, because that was all about new beginnings. My gosh, the universe is listening. So it says, my spirit keeps moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things as we explore our very unique path in life. Ooh, my gosh, I'm actually a little bit shaky because the resonance of this is so profound. New beginnings, my gosh. In fact, oh no, I can't share my tracks here. But anyway, if you go onto my Insight Timer teacher profile, the latest track is all about new beginnings, and that was so serendipitous. I invite you to go and have a listen. Otherwise, I do have a written version if you prefer to read. I was in my writer zone this week, and so that's on the other platform that you can access as well. So let me just share, if you are new here, just make it easy for you to follow there. There we go. And then you'll find all the relevant links. So I'm just sharing that on the Insight Timer. So delete, yes, of course I will repeat it. So the card says, new beginnings. My spirit keeps moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things as we explore our very unique path in life. Wonderful. I absolutely love that. Yes. So, okay, Tracy, you haven't listened to my new track yet. maybe that's something you can do over the weekend. That would be awesome. Let me know what you think. It's not a meditation, it's just a reading, basically. So yeah, I want to commemorate that. I'm putting it in front of me here. In fact, I'll put it here so that you guys can see that it is here as well. Can you see it? There we go. That's our New Beginnings card. Cool. Little reminder, little visual cue for a reminder. Alrighty, so let us get cracking with our doodle session for today. I need music. Where's my music? I was so... let's do some jazz today. Let me know if that is okay, if the volume is all good. I like to have that. That's part of the sensory experience of this doodle session, that you can hear the music in the background. I'm hoping that you can hear that and that it is clear. Mende, hi, good to see you there. You can't doodle again today because I have an appointment very soon. Here to hang for a few though. Awesome, you are among your friends. Yay, we're glad to have you for as long as you're able to stay. And if the tech is working, then there should be a replay on my other platforms and profiles. Alrighty, so let me change over the camera. There we go. Okay, hopefully you should be able to see my iPad screen. And then also, I'm being so ambitious here, trying some new things, lots of new things. So I have been dabbling. I have been dabbling. And so I have this new little tool to help us decide what our doodle patterns are going to be for today. So we're going to see if this works. Oh, it's very slow. Oh dear, that didn't work. Let's go back. Although you tell me, because it normally does throw out like anywhere from 1 till 7. By show of hands or by voting, let me know if you're happy to do a singular pattern in our queue today, because that's what popped up. So let me know if one pattern is agreeable, or if you would like to do multiple patterns, and in which case I'll make it go again. And while you're voting there, let me know if I must spin again, or if we do one. And we'll do this democratically, so then we'll go with the majority vote. But let's also take a weather. We've like discussed the weather outside, but how about the weather inside? How are you doing? What's your temperature today? On a scale of 1 to 10, if you contemplate your physical presence right now, your emotional presence, your mental presence, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being awful, 10 being awesome. If you need to, take a deep breath in just to take your attention inwards. Exhale, and what's the number that comes to you? I'm a 7. Oh, look at that, lucky number 7. 1, 2. Delee, you're 8. Kim, you're 7. Tracy, you're 8. Evelina, 7. Colleen, 7. Ken, 6. Okie dokie. So we've got some high vibes in the room. Jenny, you're 7. Oh, Tracy, you got the day off. No wonder you're an 8. Okay, we got some high vibes in the room. That's fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5. Okay, so I'm going to spin again because democratically that is what came up. Rebecca, you're a 5. Well, Rebecca, you're most welcome to receive the high vibes from the doodlers in the room. Please do accept that. And we will be checking in by the end of our session to see if that has changed at all. Okay, so let us spin again. I can see that the platform is a little slow to respond, and I'm guessing it's because of the streaming. So let's go. We're going to spin again. Let them all load. Wait for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, we went from 1 to 7. Okay. So this is our selection for the day. I'm going to screenshot this so that I can put this on our screen. Today we are doodling these 7. Okay. So let me just add that so that we've got it as a reference. For those of you who are new, we have the Doodle reference sheet available. If you go and check out my links, if you're on Insight Timer on my teacher profile, in the group, there is a link from which you can download the Doodle reference sheet immediately. If you're on the other platforms, I'm not allowed to mention them on Insight Timer, but if you go to my main profile, then you should see a link where it says you can join the chat and download the same. Okay, so let me see if this works. Okay, we got this. This is I'm gonna just put this somewhere on the screen. Hopefully you can see that. I will write down the numbers as well so that those of you who have the reference sheet, you can see. Hopefully that's visible. I don't know if that's working. I'm going to write it down for you and then I'll have to turn that off. Okay, so let's do this. So it is number, getting our pens, choosing a color. In fact, I feel like doing autumn colors today. I think I'm going to do this one. And let's get a pen. Oh. So our numbers are 49, 10, 24, 7, 8, oh, we're going to be busy this morning, 35, and 46. Can you see that? So 49, 10, 24, 7, 8, 35, and 46. If you don't have the reference sheet, don't worry, I will be doodling as we go, and yeah, you can just follow along. If you do have the sheet, then it's useful to, you know, make a mark or highlight these different patterns so that you can see them. All right, so let's get going with our doodling. Many multiple things going on here. Alrighty. Let me just catch up. There's been lots of chat while I've been busy with the tech stuff. Carrie, you're usually a 7 or 8, but today I'm a 3. We're sending you high vibes there, Carrie. Super anxious about some unexpected things that have come up. Sweeping leaves in the autumn morning and joining this group to quiet those internal vibes. Taking a nice deep breath in for you, Carrie. Yes, yes, yes. And the momentary focusing of the mind away from that, whatever it is that is causing you anxiety, is part of your self-care this morning. So I'm glad that you are out sweeping the leaves and joining this group. You're in the right place. Sending you high vibes. Alicia, quality, quaintness, quite, and queen. Yes. Tracy, you only worked 2 days this week, so your boss said it was going to be a slow day so he could have the day off. Fantastic, wonderful. Love that for you. Yes, Delise, sending you a hug and hope for some quietness for you. Absolutely. Yes. Rebecca, caregiver weight. Yeah. I can imagine. Marcia, is it an iPad you're using, and if so, what app? It is an iPad, and it is the Procreate app. Alrighty. So if you are drawing along with us today, then we're going to be drawing our letter Q. You can draw this however you choose. If you want to draw lowercase or uppercase, doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be perfect. But it does need to be big enough so that you can doodle the interior. Mine really is not perfect. Let me get this out the way. Okay, let me know if that little box on the screen gets too in the way. All right, so we've got our letter Q. I can also move my iPad. There we go. So now that we are doing 7, we jumped from 1 to 7, we're going to divide our letter into 7 different sections. And we're going to be doodling inside those 7 different containers. Okay, so just subdividing your letter into 7 different sections. I'll get rid of the box if it's in the way, Kim. There you go. The box is gone. Yes, Mende, Q is a fun letter. There you go. Okay, so number 49. That's where I'm going to start. If you have the reference sheet, you can start with whichever pattern you want, and you can go at any speed that you want. You do not have to wait for me. You do not have to keep up with me in any way. You simply need to make your way through the different patterns. So the first one, number 49, that I'm starting with, hopefully you can see this, it is lots of circles. So you're going to draw, starting with big-ish circles. These will be the biggest circles of the pattern, kind of like polka dots. I need my glasses. And as you're drawing, making the first few marks, be mindful of your breath. And you can start making some smaller circles in between. Varying sizes. They don't have to be perfect circles. And as you start drawing, become aware of your breath. How are you breathing? Take a nice deep breath and release it. And now that you've got all of your circles, we're going to start filling in these bigger circles. You can do concentric circles if you want, or you can do spirals, whatever your preference is. Need my glove. And paying attention to your shoulders as you start to write. I often find as you start to draw, I often find that as I am drawing, certainly when I start out, my shoulders are up here by my ears. So if you notice that, then gently lower them into a more comfortable position, making more space between your ears and your shoulders. Taking a nice deep breath in and out. Noticing how tightly are you gripping your pen. If you're gripping it particularly tightly, consciously choose to loosen your grip. You can see I'm going randomly, not in any particular order. I'm simply filling in these circles with spirals or concentric circles. And you can start to think about what Q stands or what Q means for you. What is something that you're grateful for right now that starts with Q? What is something that you are noticing that starts with Q? Or something you're intending that starts with Q? So this is the start of this doodle pattern. And once you have all of the big circles done, we're going to start filling in. Doodle, quilt, yes, beautiful. Ken, you're enjoying this doodle. Awesome. Tracy, you saw a ladybird. It was a ladybird. It was good luck. These are kind of like ladybird patterns, aren't they? Tammy, grateful for your quirkiness. Oh, I love that. And I'd like to invite you that as these Q words pop up for you, if you feel called to, write them down. Write them down as they come up in the moment, so that when you look back on this doodle, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week's time, you're reminded of that word or that feeling or that thing that was important to you, or that inspiration or idea that came to you. Kim, you have a quince tree in your front yard. Oh, that's amazing. That must be so lovely to see every single day. Okay, moving on with our pattern. So once we have our filled in circles, we're then going to fill in the gaps with smaller circles, but these ones we're not going to fill in. So they are simply kind of like a pebble garden, pebble paving, different sizes, and we're drawing them such that it looks like they are underneath, so they're cut off beneath the existing circles. They can be big, they can be small, they nudge right up against each other. Remembering to breathe in deeply and draw slowly. There is no rush. As I said at the beginning, we're practicing non-attachment to the outcome, non-attachment to what it looks like, non-attachment to whether we finish in this session or not. You can always come back to it at a later day, something to do on the weekend, or you could also just leave it unfinished. This is about the practice, noticing what you're feeling as you are doodling. Are those thoughts of you need to keep up making you anxious? Are those thoughts of this is not coming out as intended? Is that giving you anxiety? And don't judge, just notice. See how fascinating that is happening. Now noticing what your other hand is doing while your dominant hand is drawing. Is it holding on? Is it gripping onto something? What is it doing? Tracy, you're grateful for beautiful sunshine. Me too. Student, hi, good morning from Kashmir, India. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning. Is it morning there? What time is it there in Kashmir? Kim, yes. Isn't that interesting? You had no idea, but my other hand was in fact gripping. Yes. That's the thing, right? This is the practice of mindfulness, is recognizing that everything's connected. And while we're focused on one thing, we still have an entire body that exists. And if you're not paying attention, it goes unnoticed. So that's an invitation to then relax that other hand. Now, as you're doodling, what are your feet feeling? Are your feet feeling the surface beneath them? Are they feeling the inside of your socks or slippers or shoes? Full body awareness. It's kind of like giving your mind something to focus on so that your body can come into full focus. Student is 8. Is that 8 in the morning there in Kashmir? Oh gosh, Tracy, it is 20 to 1 in the morning on Saturday morning where you are. My gosh, how are you still awake? Student, you joined late. Can you tell me what this thing does, kind of drawing? Of course, this is Zen doodling. And this is a form of active meditation. It is mindful art. And we are doing this as a way to calm our minds, to calm our nervous systems, to notice how we are feeling, and to enjoy the process of creative play. This is not an art class, but it is a mindful practice. So we're paying attention to how we feel, we're paying attention to the thoughts that pop up, and we are actively focusing our attention on a task that doesn't ask anything of us. There is nothing that hinges on the outcome of this drawing. We are not going to be graded, we are not going to be judged. It is simply repetitive, calming act of drawing as a practice of mindfulness. We do this every Friday at this time, and although I am drawing digitally, you can absolutely draw with pen and paper in a journal or on a piece of paper. And the doodle patterns are simple enough that you don't need to be considering yourself an artist before you get going. This is open to anybody. Make sure that you are breathing. Student, you're asking, can it help me during my college exam? I got panicked during my exam. Absolutely, 100%. Bringing you back to your breath, turning your focus inward. It is a way of calming your racing mind. And even if you do just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I have some pre-recorded tracks for 5-minute or 10-minute drawings. And just that practice alone, if you just spend that short amount of time focusing on a task that is creative, but that doesn't have any expectation attached to it, and that invites you to notice your breathing, notice the sensations in your body. All of that will ground you, bring you back to the present moment instead of that future anxiety. And the more you do it, the more you benefit. So that is number 49. Done. How are you doing? Are you still busy with number 49? And if you are, that is perfectly okay. Maybe you've moved on to the next one. That's also okay. The next one being number 10, and it's quite a lovely, flowy, twirly, swirly kind of pattern. So I'll start that. You can follow along if you choose, or continue at your own pace. So I'm going to start with these shapes that look like flower, I want to say stamens, but I don't know if that's the right word. I forget my biology class from high school. The inside of a flower. Twirly, swirly, starts with a little dot on the top and then curls round. And by all means, please do move your page rather than contorting your hand or your wrist or your shoulder to the point that your shoulder is back up at your ear. Rather, move your page around. You'll see that I do that often with a digital page. So that's how we're starting this next one. Kim, sorry, but it's 49, the number given to this particular design. Yes, the first one was 49. If you don't know where the numbers are coming from, there's a reference sheet that you can download. If you go to my teacher profile, there's a group, and in that group there's a direct link for you to download the reference sheet for free. You don't need to hand in anything in exchange for it, you just can download it straight. Okay. But otherwise you can follow along. So that was 49. This is now number 10 that we are doing. And so from the little dot, we're going to start tracing. And maybe as you're drawing a line from the inside of this starting point, take an inhale for the duration of that line. And if you feel like you have done enough on that one, you can start on the next one. And then they do start overlapping. So then once it bumps up against the previous one, you'll just continue the line. So it looks like it is behind. And it is fine if your lines are not straight or smooth. And so we keep going. And what other cue words? Quiet is definitely quest. Okay, Mende, you've got to get going. Thank you for joining. Hope to see you in the next one, and hope that you get to do some doodling, and have a wonderful weekend. Okay, and once you feel like you've done as many kind of halos as you like for each initial curly swirly, and it comes down to filling in the gaps. And so this you can do, but just by mirroring, or what's the word? Not mirroring. Following the lines of any other lines that happen to be on the pattern. Tammy, quit. Well, sometimes it can be like quit can be quitting bad habits. Quitting bad habits is a good thing, or quitting things that are not serving you. Yeah. So, student. How do I choose any pattern? So these are the numbers. During every session, we have we randomly choose some numbers of the patterns that we're going to be doodling. And these numbers come from a reference sheet that you can download. So if you go to my teacher profile and get that download from the group, then you'll see that there's 50 different patterns, all numbered, and these are the numbers that we're doing. Of course, you can doodle whichever doodle pattern you want. You don't have to stick to the reference sheet or to the numbers that we're doing. Anybody can do anything they like. This is your doodle session. Sometimes you might find that there's a particular pattern that you just find so much pleasure. I know I've got a few of those. I just really enjoy doing them, and so I will do them over and over again. Or I'm just really pleased when they come up. And the repetition of this is what makes it soothing, because you don't have to think about it. You don't have to overanalyze it. You just make it up as you go along. There's no right and there's no wrong way of doing this. And so if your pattern looks different to mine, that is wonderful. You've made it your own. Yeah, Tracy, it looks like waves. Yes, it does. It's lovely, isn't it? I really enjoy this pattern. The doing of it is very soothing, and then the outcome of it is pleasing to me. Jessica, welcome, my friend. Running late. You grabbed the numbers to do this later. Fantastic. You got it? You got the numbers 49, 10, 24, 7, 8, 35, and 46. What brush am I using today? I found a wonderful artist, Jenny, on the orange platform. I'm going to start naming them by their colors. The orange platform. So there's an orange platform and a red platform. Outside of Insight Timer, that's where I am. And on the orange platform, this lady named Jenny she's a wonderful Procreate artist, and she has many different brushes, and I've been just playing with them of late. So this is Jen's micron-like pen, and it's really lovely. And she's a wonderful, wonderful artist as well. And just generally, you know, one of those humans that has the high vibes. You can just tell. I have never met her. I could just tell that she's got the high vibes. Peaceful. I believe she is in Washington State. I might be wrong. Maybe Oregon, somewhere there. Okay. Oh, I do like that one. Number 10. The number 10 is done. How are you doing? Oh yeah, it's a very smooth, well, I mean, it's rough. The pen is a bit rough, but I like how organic, and like, I can't draw proper circles, so you see the imperfections of it, and I really like that. Okay, Before I move on to the next one, I'm going to invite you just to do a little bit of movement. We have been static for 2 patterns already, and I'm seeing we're approaching the top of the hour. So wherever you are right now, just stand up or put your pen down. If you're sitting on a chair, just get your feet flat on the ground. No, like spread your toes out onto the ground so that you're sending them some love. They know that they are still part of this human experience while we are here, even though they are not drawing. Your toes are still very much participants in this exercise. You can go up and down on your tippy toes if you want to, just to send them some love, some blood flow, some oxygen. You can do the same for your hands, your fingers. They're getting a big workout, so we're just gonna give them a little bit of TLC, and then take a nice deep breath in and take your hands up over your head and back down. Another one, and last one. Breathing out. All right, let's get back to doodling. So how are you doing? I'm going to move on to number 24, and this number 24, in fact maybe I can, let me see if I can do this so that you can see what I am busy with. I think I'm going to try that. Number 24, oopsie. Let me highlight so that you can see what I'm referencing. There you go. How's that for a nice, neat little doobry? So that's number 24. Does that work for you? Okay, thanks, Kim. I was thinking of you. Student, amazing. I don't know, looks so beautiful. Just lines of patience makes a beautiful art. Absolutely, and I love that phrase. Thank you. Lines of patience. How wonderful. Lines of patience. Oh, you just gave me goosebumps. Yes. Dili, almost looks like I could make a Q. Are you referencing the that you need to still draw your Q? Oh no, the actual doodle. Yes, like a baby Q. Yes, you're actually right. Okay, I'm going to do this one here. So the way that I start this one, get my glasses. Deciding I'm going to try fit 3 into this space. So I'm going to go like that. 1. 2. Ah, did that wrong. 3. Okay, so that's the starting point. They are not perfect. And then we're just going to follow them along. Our lines of patience, as students said. So 1, 2, 3 lines each. So once you've got your initial Q section, then you just start making lines from the top to the bottom. And they literally are lines of patience. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to follow this along. In fact, I think I'm going to follow, I'm not going to do straight lines, I'm going to follow the lines of the container. So you can see how you're just making it up as you go along. Dilly, you love this one. Awesome. Jessica, this pattern always reminds me of the word pod. I can see that. I don't know why. It kind of looks like that to me. Yes. I get it. I can't quite put my finger on it. They do look like peas, the letter P's. But patiently drawing our lines, slowly. Not quickly, yeah, not quickly. There's something about the slow repetition. Oh, the leaf blowers have just arrived. Tis the time of year when the leaf blowers start to emerge. The opposite of quiet. Yeah. Eliana, interesting visual effect. It is. Yeah. And so simple. So that's a simple pattern. Nothing too complicated about it, except we do have to now go and fill in the lines in the middle. I kind of follow the existing lines, but not really. There you go. That's a fun one. So that is number 24. A quick and easy one. Rainbow. Okay, moving on then to number 7. Let's get this up on the screen. See what number 7 looks like. Let's see if I can do this. No. This. No. Here's our number 7. This is one of my favorite ones. I just vibe with this one. Ooh, Jessica, questions, yes. The importance of questions, for sure. Always ask questions. Eliana, you can barely hear it in the background. Is that, what are you referencing, the music or the leaf blowers? You just joined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Didn't see the first two. Greetings and happy Friday to all. You're most welcome. Okay, the blowing. Okay, fantastic. Please do let me know if it does get too noisy and then I'll close the window. But it's nice to have the cool air coming in. Well, I hope that you enjoy doodling along with us, and if you're just observing for now, then I hope that you will join again on next week Friday's doodling session. So we are, and if you're looking for the reference sheet, you can download all of these doodles from a link in my teacher profile. You'll find it in the groups, or in the group in my teacher profile. Okay, so number 7, I start these with some lines reaching out. There we go. And then from here, start with leaf shapes. I just find these shapes so soothing. And maybe as you're drawing these leaf shapes, take an in-breath for the entirety of the shape. Exhale on the pause, and then inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, and carrying on. Remembering to move your page so you don't strain your wrist or your shoulder. Ooh. Alicia, quid pro quo. Yes, that's a good cue word. That is a good cue word. Quid pro quo. Or phrase, let's say. Oh, you're most welcome, Eliana. Yeah, perfect. So you can go and download so that you can do these practices, these doodles in your own time. I also do have tracks for shorter doodle exercises, 10 minutes or less. So if you are short on time, but you're feeling the need to just calm down and doodle, then you can find some tracks to listen to, pre-recorded, to follow. And just immerse yourself in the act of creating without expectation. Okay, so once we've got this, yes, I find it very therapeutic also. It is most definitely an act of mindfulness and self-care. So once you've got your initial vines, if you like, you can then start filling in the gaps with more leaves of varying shapes and sizes. Wherever the space allows you. Notice how you are feeling right now. Do a check-in. As you're doodling, you can kind of do like a mental body scan. Noticing, are there any areas where you might be holding tension? And just soothing that tension by sending your inhalation to that area. Filling in the gaps with additional leaves. Such a delightful pattern, this. And then once you have filled as much space as you want, we then go in and add the details. I actually need to double check, is it 1 dot or 2 dots? 1 dot, okay. So we go line, dot, line, dot. And this just brings the whole pattern alive. And then after the fact, I won't do it now, but you can then go and color in any remaining gaps between the leaves. Oh, thank you, Ken. I hope you're enjoying yours as well. It's so fascinating to me that simple strokes can be very effective. I often, when I do these doodle patterns, like, who knew I could do that? And notice the relaxation that comes from doing repetitive lines. Evelina, you're amazed you could draw a Q. Yeah. Ken, I catch myself doing small doodles while you work. That's wonderful. That's like a little soothing break for your brain. That's wonderful. You know, I love the analogy that doing practices like this is the equivalent of brushing your teeth for your dental health. You have to take responsibility every day to do a little bit in between your visits to the dentist. And so the same is true for your mindfulness practice or your meditation practice. You take responsibility for doing little bits every day. You have the habit of doing it every little day. And that's what keeps you healthy. That's what keeps you on track, and also points out when you actually need to go and get a cavity filled or whatever, you know. But in the meantime, you're taking care of yourself. Alicia, it's giving me peacock feather vibes. Yes, you're so true. That's so true. Yes, Kerry, has the word quest already been suggested? It did come up, and I'm going to write that down because, yes, we are all on a quest. Of whether it's a quest of our choosing or not, we're all on a quest. We're going somewhere. Jessica, I just found Timmy. He found the biggest sunbeam to lie in. He is quite content. Oh, cats are like sun magnets. They will go and find them, won't they? Ken, yes, because looking at a computer screen all day is tedious. Absolutely, absolutely. I often do think, well, so I'm looking at a screen while I'm drawing, does it count? You know? But I reckon the part of my brain I'm activating is very different. Okay, so that's number 7. We've got 3 more to go, and I don't think we've got enough time to complete all 3. Sandy, where is my donate button? It's not showing up. Thank you, Sandy. That's very kind of you to want to donate. I appreciate that. Hi, Joy. Welcome, welcome. So I specifically do not ask for donations on this platform because, well, I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed to earn an income in the US my visa restricts me from earning an income. So I never do ask for donations. I appreciate the thought though, and what I would most definitely appreciate is, well, your being here. If you enjoy these sessions, showing up every Friday and joining us and joining the conversation. And if you know somebody who would benefit from these sessions, then sharing the events with them or sharing my profile with them and getting them to join as well. And we're, you know, all this to create a little community of doodlers. We're becoming fast friends on here. And same faces showing up every week is just so special. And for me, talking of quest, it gives me purpose, gives me something to show up for, people to show up for. I believe in the value of this practice because I have benefited from it, and I really want to share this practice with more people. I know many people have resistance to perhaps deep meditation, and so this is kind of a gateway practice to deeper meditation, if you like. If you're new to meditation, this can be a gateway meditation. It is a practice of mindfulness, and I was listening to a talk yesterday from Brown University where they've got the Mindfulness Center, I believe it's called, and they're doing research on the benefits of mindfulness. And one of these neuroscientists was saying, just if more people were more mindful, if they were more mindfully aware of how they're feeling, their own emotional state, their own physical state, like that would solve so many problems that exist in the world. Because if you just realize how you're feeling right now, why are you doing the things you're doing, you know, how can you process the thoughts that pop up and choose more intentionally what behavior to exist, what's the word I'm looking for? Express. It would solve many things in the world, and I think you referenced, and this, what I loved about it was that it comes from a scientific perspective, but because of the nature of mindfulness, and this particular doctor, he's an MD, PhD, and yet he's saying, but this is what the Dalai Lama says, this is what, you know, ancient wisdom says, and he's an MD, PhD, and he's marrying the scientific with the ancient wisdom, and it just was, yeah, it resonated a lot. So all that to say, thank you for your desire to donate, but please share the links. That would mean so much, and thank you. Wonderful. Tracy, you're relaxed and sleepy. I can imagine, given that it's 1 o'clock in the morning for you. Eliana, oh, thank you so much. That's so kind. Oh, you didn't know that. Sandy, you didn't know that. What didn't you know? I don't know when that came up, what I was saying at that time. Ken, I'm ready for the next one if I'm not on a business trip. Okay, fantastic. Wonderful, love that. Yay, you'll be joining us next Friday. Let me put up the events while we talk of that so that you have them. We are on the 3rd, so here is the next one, so you can register so that you get the notification. There you go. There's the next one. Sandy, I love it, and I have been doing tangling, okay, for a long time. So glad that you're introducing it. Wonderful, I'm so glad. Joy, grateful for inspiring quotes. Oh, that's a good one. Yes. I'm gonna write that one down. I'm also grateful for inspiring quotes. Okay, about donating, Sandy. Gotcha. Yeah. Eliana, every Friday, yes. Ken, you'll doodle on the plane. That's a great thing to do. I have doodled on a train. I haven't doodled on a plane yet. Oh, Tracy, it's 1:25 in the morning. Yes. All right, I'm gonna have a look, see what our next 3 doodles are, because if there's any complicated ones, then I want to just show you the way on how to get going with them. So I'll do a little bit of each of the next 3. Tracy, you're so pleased that your lives are an hour and a half. Means I can still join for the last half hour. Yay, me too. I must remember it's Tracy without the E. Yes, I'm so glad to. Glad that you are here. Jessica, it's like a Dr. Seuss poem. Can you doodle on a plane or a train? Yes. You can doodle anywhere. You can doodle anywhere. Okay, so, gosh. The next one, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. It is fairly not complicated. I would just say there's a lot going on. So let me just show you what that looks like. Oh, I'll just go over my face for now. And then, is it this way? Oh, clicking all the wrong buttons. Wait, where are we? Oh, I think it's next. Sorry, this is taking a little bit of... There we go. I need to find a smoother way of doing this. Okay, so our last 3, I'll put them on the screen. These are our last 3, so that you can see. Let me know which of these seems complicated, the most complicated to you, so that I can demo that. So number 8, 35, or 46. Let me know which of those looks most complicated that you would like to get a demo of. Okay, Kim, you took a screenshot. Cool. Number 46. Okay. Delete the last one, I think. 46. Okay, so 46 it is. Right, let's do that. I'm going to start with that one then. Okay, perfect. Got it. The numbers are so small. Okie dokie. So number 46. Alrighty, it's been a while since I've done this one. Let me just have a look-see. Okay, got it. Right, just have to remind myself. Okay, so what we are going to do with this one, we're going to create the containers first. Let me do it in this one. Yeah. So we're going to start with the containers first. So random pebble-like shapes. That interconnect with each other. So think of paving stones. This is what imagery comes to mind for me. Oh, where'd my pen go? or a giraffe pattern. Yeah, and so once you have filled your entire container, yes, Jessica reminds me of a giraffe, yes, or thumbprints, yes, Eliana, that's so true, yeah. Do I post the doodle somewhere? Yes, Ken. As Jessica said, if you go onto the Linktree link in my teacher profile, then you can find the other platforms that I'm active on or have a presence on, and there is a link to the place. In fact, there's a link to the place where you can upload your drawings, because it's not possible to do that here on Insight Timer. So it does require a different platform altogether, and yeah, and that's where we can do that. It's the orange one, just so you know, the orange platform. Okay, and then from here, once we've got our little giraffe, our giraffe patterns, then we're going to imagine a line going through, and you're just gonna follow the shape of the container, but not fully closing. You're just going to stop and then pick up your pen, and that's what we keep doing. And so we go. If you want to, you can kind of align this imaginary line, or you just keep going with random locations for this imaginary line. There you go. It's kind of like tree rings as well. Kind of gives that vibes. I know, Jessica, it doesn't seem that hard at all. It can look so complicated. And then when you get down, I mean, isn't that just a metaphor for everything? We can hype things up so much, and they can look so overwhelming from before we get going, and then when you break it down into simple little steps, you realize that was totally doable. And then of course, once you have completed this portion of the filling it all in, then the next step is to color in the negative space around the little pebbles. Yeah, so simple. So that is number 46. So you're okay with number 8 and 35. I see we are over time, so I am going to stop right there. Hi, Pichamon. Pichamon, how do you pronounce that? Pichamon or Pichamon? Welcome. I'm glad that you like this art. You're most welcome to join. We do these doodle sessions every Friday. Our time is up now. We are 7 minutes over our allotted schedule, and we haven't finished because we had 7 beautiful patterns and we took our time with it. I hope that if you were following along, if you were doodling as well, that you also took your time. And even if you haven't finished like me, that's okay. And oh, you can't see me. I'm talking to the camera. I will turn that off. I'll turn that on. So yes, there we go. Yay! So yeah, we haven't finished our pattern today, but that is okay. It gives us something to return to over the weekend whenever you feel the need for even a 10 minutes of mindfulness. You can continue with your patterns. You've got the numbers. If you don't yet have the reference sheet, you can get that for free. Just follow the link in my teacher profile. And if you would like to share your final doodle, you are most welcome to do that as well. You can find the link on my link tree, which you can access from my Insight Timer teacher profile. And yeah, the next time we will be joining each other again, all our doodle friends, is next week Friday. Before you leave, just take a nice deep breath in, hold it at the top, exhale. And how are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being awful, 10 being awesome. Just a quick fire round of how you're feeling. I hope that you found this session valuable. I hope that it helped focus your mind. I hope it helped you relax your body. I hope that you enjoyed the process and that you enjoyed not putting too much pressure on yourself. Hey Joy, so cool. We ended with 46. Yes. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. I've just had my own personal Happy New Year. So thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. Very, very cool. All right. Thank you, Ken. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Tracy. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, Evelina. See you again soon. Thank you, Jessica. And the other Tracy, thank you. Carrie, so very thankful for this group and space. I went from a 3 to a solid 7. Yay. That's just the best. That gave me goosebumps. Thank you. I'm so glad, very grateful for the strength of community. Absolutely. And please, like, it's so real, it's so tangible. So I'm so glad that you showed up, and I hope that you'll join us again next week. Delee, another beautiful session. Thank you. You're still an 8. Wonderful. Jenny, you're a 9. Tracy, you're a 7. Kim, you're a 10. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's fantastic. You're most welcome, Ken. Thank you for joining. And Delee, Kerry. Oh, Kerry, that's fabulous. Yes, double hugs. Wonderful. Tracy, you're a 7. Nice and relaxed. Wonderful. You're most welcome, Alicia. Thanks, Jenny. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Joy. And, oh, Ken, you're a 10. Hurrah. Yay, we've got some high vibes in the room. That is so wonderful. Thank you for being here. Thanks for sharing, and see you next weekend. Have a wonderful weekend. Take time for your mindfulness practice, and yeah, see you again soon. Thanks, everyone.